Welcome to Realtor Reels with Revolve Philly Group. Each episode, we speak to the greatest real estate agents in the country and hear their real stories that they have encountered while selling homes. What you are about to hear may just shock you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brett Rosenthal, and today we are doing a new segment where we will be meeting with realtors all over the United States and actually all over probably the world. This is the first episode, and it's going to be called Realtor Reels. And I'm a realtor in Philadelphia. I work with the Revolve Philly Group with Compass, and I was basically born and raised in Philadelphia and know the city very well. I've been a realtor for a little over 3 years. I grew up in a family where everybody was realtors and said I would never be a realtor, and here I am, a realtor. So in the 3 years that I've been doing this, I have run into great people, interesting people, and some of the craziest stories and situations that I ever would have expected running into as a realtor. So I thought of maybe writing a book, which still might happen someday. I thought maybe a reality TV show, which unfortunately I was involved with once before, and I don't want to do that again. I don't think in this lifetime. So instead, we're going to do these segments, and realtors all over the United States and world can tell their stories because nobody would actually believe them if you told them in real life. So today I'm here with Elizabeth Kammen. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself as a realtor, and I'm going to then tell a story about what happened to me actually as just last week, and she can tell her story as well. And we'll start there. I guess I'll open up. I'll tell, well, actually introduce yourself first, and then
Sure,
I'll tell my story.
Thank you for the intro. I am Elizabeth Kammen. I cover a good majority of Southern California. So those of you that are or are not familiar with Southern California, I cover primarily Ventura County, which is one county north of Los Angeles County. Most people know Los Angeles. I do cover the vast majority of Los Angeles County as well. There are certain pockets and areas that I don't cover. With that said, I will always, whether it be referring your go-to Philly agent, whether it be him that you're asking for a SoCal connection. If I don't cover it, I will always let him know or you know. But with that said, all of Ventura County in its entirety and the majority of Los Angeles County. Ventura County is between LA County, like I stated, and Santa Barbara County, for those of you that are familiar or not familiar. And I've been in the business for a little over 7 years. I work with both buyers, sellers, investors, first timers, you name it. I've managed real estate companies. I've coached teams. So if you guys need anybody to assist you down here, I've got your back.
Okay. So around here, for some reason, everybody right now is moving from here to Florida, and the prices in Florida are just crazy now. So I'm like thinking at some point they're going to stop with Florida and maybe like head to the West Coast, because even though it's expensive there, it's probably like getting closer to evening out compared to what it was in Florida. And I don't know, someday I want to move to like Los Angeles or somewhere in California. So I might call you.
I was going to say, got your back too. So to kind of shed some light on Westlake Village, which that's the city I'm currently sitting in right now. My office is here. I live here. This is my bread and butter. Westlake Village is technically both Ventura County and LA County. So again, I cover all of Ventura, majority of LA. I'll always be transparent to you, your clients, if I don't, etc. In Westlake Village, our average price point is going to be, to my understanding, different than Philly. I guess it depends where in Philly, I don't know. Our average price point for a single family home is 1.2 million.
Okay.
Things to do out here. We're close to Malibu. We are close to Santa Barbara. We're close to Hollywood, all within a 40-minute drive. Okay. So we definitely are within the kind of like hip happening, why people come to California area.
Okay. I always liked California, and for some reason, whenever I go to Florida, like in 3 days, I'm ready to leave and never go back again.
You're like, you are not California.
And my parents live there now, so I have to go there, but I don't want to live there forever. So anyway, but on to the story so we could do this. I'll tell
I
you.
was just going to say, I'm like, does this get edited? Because your Florida agent's going to hear that. I'm like, we should start over if not.
No, I like being honest. It's people still move to Florida and I'll still refer them, but I just don't want to live there. But anyway, so I'll tell a quick story. Last week, I got a lead for a potential seller in Bucks County, which is about 30 to 40 minutes, basically north of Philadelphia. It's a suburban town. It's a nice area. The house was in the $400,000 to $500,000 range, or at least that's what I was told. And spoke to the guy on the phone the night before. He was an interesting man. He plays 12 instruments, and he told me that when I get there, he was going to play them all for me. So I had a feeling it would be an interesting listing appointment. And when I got there, the first thing he said as he brought me to the front door was, "Before we go in." And whenever I hear "before we go in," I brace because I have a feeling something bad's going to happen. And there's
a dead body somewhere.
Yeah, there was a suitcase that looked like it was from probably the 70s that he told me the goal of me coming here was to buy some of his junk. He didn't call it junk; he called it good stuff. But anyway, it was a really old suitcase, a small one, and he was trying to sell it to me. He said normally he would charge $20, but today he'll charge $10. And if I went to a store up the street and bought it new, it would be $49. So walked in the house, realized he was like kind of like a hoarder, and the entire house was covered with things from the 70s and the 80s, most of which I don't think could be sold anywhere, but maybe a couple things could. And he was basically telling me he wanted me to take all of the stuff to my house and sell it all for him, give him the money, and then he will give me the listing. He wasn't joking. He was dead serious. And then he went in to go on to say his dream in life is to sell his house, move to California, and work for Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I kind of laughed thinking it was a joke, but then he started to like tear up and cry. And yeah, and then he played a couple of the instruments. I kind of determined that like he wasn't really very good at any of the instruments. And by the end of the listing appointment, after seeing he had already met with like 5 or 6 other agents for like the last 5 years and had kept all their materials, he gave me a children's toy from the 70s that he wanted me to take either to the Salvation Army to donate or to sell it. And he insisted on putting it in my car. And I just wanted to get out of there. So I took it in my car and donated it basically. And that was the listing appointment. Sorry.
Where my mind goes, don't you guys have basements in Philly?
We do. I mean, I have enough for the little.
I'd be like, can I see your basement? How many bodies are down there? What is happening?
Actually, he didn't have a basement. His house was a ranch and did not have a basement.
Oh, the bodies are in the closet. I got it.
Yeah.
Please edit that part. If you want to. So wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So your turn.
Okay. I can't top it. I have a story that I would love to share as well. This is no reflection of the SoCal market. It is just one of my favorites. One, because it's funny, it's comical, and two, I was brand spanking new. This was 7 years ago. I had a mentor at the time, and it was literally my absolute very first showing. So it was the first time I had ever opened a door for a real life buyer. And I woke up that morning and I'm texting my mentor all fired up. And I was like, hey, our showing's at 3. The showing instructions on the MLS, they read to go anytime between 2 and 5. Can you meet me there? And she said, nope, not at 3. And I was like, anytime within that time range. Like, I can't do this without you. And she was like, nope, can't do any time, but you got it. You're just opening the door, tell them about the house, any questions that they have that you can't answer, ask me, ask the listing agent, yada, yada. So I was like, cool. How hard could this be? She's right. Like I can figure everything out. Like, this is totally cool. So I get to this house. It's a condo. It was in Thousand Oaks, which is a city in Ventura County in Southern California. And as we're walking up, my clients were like, do you think you should knock? It sounds like there's somebody in the house. And I said, no, I mean, showing instructions say 2 to 5, it's 3, we're totally in the clear, no need to knock. And they were like, are you sure? Like, it sounds like somebody's in there. So I'm like, okay, I can do a courtesy knock, and TV's probably just on for the dogs or forgot that it was on, who knows, whatever. So I'm knocking, nobody's answering. I knock again, and I was like, are you guys cool if I open the door? Because they seemed pretty concerned, bless their soul, for a good reason. I'll get there. So I open the door and I'm like, hey, broker, trying to announce myself, and still nothing. So I'm like, see, we're good. And I'm kind of like giving them, you know what, being like, okay, guys, like clearly we're good. Let's go. Like, you were worried, we're fine. And we walked to the right towards the kitchen. We hit the whole kitchen, hit the family room, which was straight ahead of us. We go to the left, which is down the hallway, and some man out of one of the bedrooms comes out close to naked, just in boxers. And he's like, who are you and why are you here? And I'm like, oh, why are you here and who are you? And he's like, this is my house. It's an escrow. We signed off on an offer this morning. I figured my agent would have told you. Do you talk to my agent? Does it still stay active, et cetera, et cetera? And I, even though I was so new at the time, I did text the agent that day. She said no offers in hand as of like 9 a.m. that morning. So it was just all, and status was, it still mind boggles me, because I'm just like, when did that offer come through? How fast did you guys sign it off? Why did I need to see a man in his underwear, right? But yeah, the agent answered me a few hours later being like, oops, I think maybe she confused properties. I don't know. Big hitter out here. She's great. I love her. I still have no idea. But yes, my first experience showing a home ever was a man in his underwear.
And you stuck with
it. They've been, sorry, say that again.
And you stuck with this.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, here I am. And they've been great referring clients. We still laugh about it. They know the agent's name. They do big business out here. And they always say like, what was the mix up? And I'm like, I don't know if it was me, if it was them. I don't know. It happens, I guess. Would love for it to happen with not a man in his underwear. But here I am 7 years later, a top producer in my office. And that's all it took, was a naked man asking why I'm in his house.
That's a good one on your first ever show.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's a good one. So anyway, so that was pretty much it. So if you want to just tell us like how someone could get a hold of you.
Sure, yeah. So if you guys are moving to Southern California, whether it be Ventura County, Los Angeles County, whether it be a part of LA County, Los Angeles County that I don't cover, or other parts of California, I can obviously introduce you, your should I was gonna say, I was like, you, your agent, like I don't want to introduce them, but it's you. Anyways, let me get that again. If you guys are moving to Ventura County, I've got you covered. Majority of LA County, I have you covered. So if you or anybody you know is moving to LA County, you can reach me at my cell phone, 805-279-0727. My email is my first and last name, Elizabeth with a Z, Kammen, which is 2 M's and 1 N, Kamm as in Mary, En as in Nancy, at kw.com. And we'll go from there. Like I said, our average price point for a single family home in Westlake Village is about 1.2 million as of today. We do have condos ranging from 400,000 and up. Our surrounding cities range from about 300,000 and up from there as well. So depending on what you guys are looking for, I have you covered.
Sounds good. Yeah, and I'll include my contact information if any other realtors want to be involved in this segment. Reach out. Probably by the next one, there'll be more stories because they just kind of seem to happen at least
Now
once
they're
a
gonna
week.
find you.
Yeah, at
You're
least once
gonna
a
have
week.
your naked person next time.
I
Yes.
never had that, luckily. That was
I've had it door knocking.
yeah.
I've had people open their door in literal, not even boxers, like literal underwear, where I'm just like, and old, where I'm like, do your grandchildren and children know? Like, are you okay? Do you need to go to a home? Are you okay? Like, it's just, ugh. Edit that out too.
No, that was good. All right, so thank you so much for doing this. And anyone looking for real estate out that way, give her a call.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks.